What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about airbags and why they are the #1 modification you need for your tow build. We're getting started right now. But first, as always, guys, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. What's your experience with airbags or other ways of trying to deal with the load of campers when your truck is sagging or it just isn't quite performing the way you want in the ride while driving? Drop those comments down below. Moving on. If I bought a brand new 350 dually tomorrow, I can't afford one, but say I could, I would put airbags on it without hesitation. Point being is having a stiff suspension is nice, but dually's way more to begin with. The load you're probably towing is more, so while they're more geared to handle that load still might push the truck around a bit. You might still have that seesawing when you go over bridges. I'm about to hit a bridge here, so I'll probably have a little bit of up and down, which is always uncomfortable. Yep. I don't think it comes up in video, but here we go again. And maybe sometimes on video it does, but it is a big frustration to deal with while towing, and it's uncomfortable. The other thing, your headlights might not point right because they might be pointing too far up. The trucks were not designed to tow like that, guys. It's harder on your suspension. I noticed that sometimes my steering feels a little loose like that. These are all things that I don't want to deal with while towing. It's the last thing on my mind, and it's also kind of a bit of a safety concern. Now, some of you guys might be saying, look, you're just towing a heavy camper, you need to deal with that, with it pushing the truck around a bit. And to an extent, you're not wrong. But when your truck isn't set up to handle the load and support that load that you're towing, you're only hurting yourself, and you'd be shocked at how much you can actually eliminate, not even minimize. There are times you can just completely eliminate that seesawing from the camper pushing down on the bed of your truck when you have a good set of airbags that are performing as they're intended. Now, there's a lot of no drill kits. I run big brackets. Like, I'll have a link to my Reese kit in the comments below for my 5th wheel hitch, but also the airbag setup, and these big brackets you think will stop you from installing, but actually I've checked it out and you're fine. You're able to get the nuts and bolts where they're supposed to go. It's a tight fit, don't get me wrong. I would recommend putting the airbags on before you do your brackets. It'll make your life a little easier, but I guess I like a challenge. I don't, but we'll say I do. So we'll be installing an airbag kit in the very near future. We're also going to do a comparison between Firestone, which is on the white truck, and the airlift kit that's sitting in my back seat right now. Well, on the floor, not on my seat. I hope you guys could see that seesaw. That was actually pretty bad, but that's also because I'm going 80. Now, I will say this. If I had a set of airbags, I wouldn't even realize that I was hitting those bumps like that. Like, you'd feel it a little bit from the truck, but other than that, almost nothing at all. We're 13,000 pounds, so not the heaviest camper in the world for sure, but definitely far from the lightest as well. But I can tell you, you can almost completely eliminate the suspension issues with just a good set of airbags. Also, guys, you don't need the heaviest duty bags out there. I've seen bags rated for like 150 PSI. They're 7,500 pound bags is what they're rated for. Yeah, get the 5,000 pound bags. Save yourself some money because you won't need more than that. That's all you need. Now, I will say, if you're towing something crazy on like a 450 or 350, then I would probably consider it, but I will say this, I doubt you'd ever go past 40 or 50 PSI towing with a pickup truck. Now again, new trucks handle these loads really well, don't get me wrong, but the airbags will make it perfect. Plus, you don't know what you're going to be towing in a few years. Imagine buying an F-250, but really there's so much pin weight that you really need a 350. If you have a set of airbags, like if you're underweight otherwise, you can just put the airbags on. Now, I will say this, I hear this a lot. People say, ask, does it legally change how much I can tow? Well, if I can handle this, does that mean that I can tow that? No, it does not mean that you can tow the equivalent of a 450 dually or 650 just because your suspension in the rear is capable of now supporting those weights, because there's other things that go into it. But as far as taming the weight and dealing with it, airbags 100% are the way to go, and they work perfectly. You will not regret them, and they're relatively affordable. If you don't get an air compressor kit, like this doesn't have an air compressor, I will eventually be putting an air compressor in. But I think like $280 on Amazon. I'll have affiliate links down below to kits I've used and have experience with, or kits that I like, even if, as long as I know I like them, I'll put links there too. So even right now I'm just driving, and I have a little bit of seesawing from the camper, and this is about as flat of a road as you can get. This isn't a bad road to be driving on. If I had a set of airbags, I wouldn't have this issue. I wouldn't have to have them super pumped up either. I believe I said this earlier, like on my last truck, I run about 28 to 32 PSI, somewhere in there. So let's just call it 30. This would be perfect. Even at probably 20, it's so light, but it's present. I can feel it kind of working the truck. You put that on that annoyance for 10, 12 hour drive, and it can be frustrating. And it kind of adds to what you have to do as a driver a little bit. So it can be taxing over such a long drive. About a 5 hour drive here for me, so not the end of the world, but it'll be annoying. It's annoying now, and I'm about halfway in. No, I'm a little more. I only have about 2 hours left. So, things to keep in mind, guys. We're going to do a thorough install video. A lot of airbags install very similarly, so even if you don't have these exact kinds, you'll see what they can do, or you'll see how to install them for the most part. There's some differences from brand to brand, but you'll get the gist of it. And I'm sure there's videos out there for what you're buying anyway. But good place to start with here, and some tips and tricks along the way. Guys, stay tuned, because we are going to be doing a really nice tow build on this truck. I think you guys are going to love it. We're going to be addressing everything from ride quality, performance, fuel economy, see if we can't squeeze a little more out of this, probably do some water meth injection, which I'm kind of excited for, but that's down the road yet. We're not ready for that quite yet. Fuel tank, everything. This is going to be a really nice tow build truck that everybody will be able to take something from, because some of these things will speak over into performance aspect of things for those that are interested in that. But primarily, this is going to be a tow build. That's what we're focused on here, and that's what we're going to achieve. Anyway, guys, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop your comments down below. What have you used to try to deal with the load of your camper or trailer, whatever you're towing? Down in the comments below. I don't care if it's leaf springs. I think there's overload springs, and people have used pieces to drop down to engage them sooner. I want to hear what you guys have tried, if you liked it, if you didn't, brand of product, including airbags, and I'll see you in the next upload.